What if you find yourself at the crossroads of life with the world at your feet but not sure which path to take? This is a question we've all asked ourselves at one point or another, especially during our 20s. The 20s, an exhilarating yet daunting phase of life. It's like standing on the precipice of adulthood, the horizon brimming with endless possibilities, yet the path forward is shrouded in the mystery of the unknown. Let's take a moment to imagine a young man named Tom. Picture him standing at the crossroads of life, just like us. Tom is in his early 20s, an age where every decision feels like a choice between different versions of his future self. He's at a point in life where the training wheels of adolescence are off and the world is his oyster. But with this newfound freedom comes an equally daunting uncertainty. Which path should he choose? Which direction should he go? It's like standing in an endless field with 1,000 doors, each leading to a different destiny. The 20s are a turbulent time, a critical juncture in life. It's a period of self-discovery, of defining who we are and who we want to be. It's a time of exploration, of testing the waters, of taking leaps of faith into the unknown. Each choice we make, each path we take, shapes the course of our lives. Tom, like all of us, is trying to navigate this labyrinth of life. He's figuring out his passions, his career, his relationships. He's learning about his strengths and weaknesses, his desires and fears. He's trying to balance the expectations of society with his own personal aspirations. He's experiencing the thrill of independence, the pain of failure, the joy of success. He's understanding that life is a beautiful chaos, a tapestry of experiences that define our existence. As we delve into Tom's journey, we'll explore the struggles, the triumphs, the lessons, and the joys of being in your 20s. We'll understand the significance of this pivotal decade and hopefully find some answers to the questions that plague us all. Tom, like many of us, found himself questioning, what should I do with my life? Tom's journey wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. His 20s were filled with trials and tribulations. When Tom stepped into the roaring 20s of his life, he was met with a whirlwind of challenges. Suddenly, he was faced with a labyrinth of career choices, each path promising a different future. Was he to follow his passion or chase after the security of a stable job? It was a struggle to balance what his heart desired and what the world deemed practical. Then came the financial instability, a common rite of passage for those in their 20s. Tom was no stranger to the anxiety of making ends meet, the gnawing uncertainty of whether he'd have enough to pay the bills, and the constant juggling between wants and needs. It was a time when his wallet seemed to have a mind of its own, defying his attempts to control it. And let's not forget about the relationship issues. The 20s are a time when everyone seems to be searching for someone, and Tom was no different. He had his fair share of heartbreaks and misunderstandings, of friendships that drifted apart, and of love that didn't quite work out. These emotional roller coasters tested his resilience, often leaving him questioning his self-worth. Despite these struggles, it's important to remember that they are not unique to Tom. They are a part of the universal experience of being in one's 20s. They are the growing pains that come with the transition into adulthood, the rough edges that life smoothens out over time. These struggles, they shape us. They push us to our limits, forcing us to confront our fears, to question our beliefs, to reassess our priorities. They make us realize that we are stronger than we think, that we can weather the storms of life. But even in the face of adversity, Tom never lost his spark. He knew he had to keep going. He understood that these struggles were not roadblocks, but stepping stones, leading him towards the person he was meant to be. And so he pressed on, carrying with him the lessons learned, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Despite the hurdles, Tom found moments of triumph that made his journey worthwhile. His 20s, like a roller coaster ride, were filled with ups and downs, but it was the peaks that truly defined his journey. One of his greatest victories was landing his dream job. Tom had always been passionate about environmental conservation, and when he was offered a position at a leading environmental agency, it felt like a dream come true. This wasn't just a job for Tom, but a chance to make a real difference, to contribute towards a cause he deeply believed in. But it wasn't just his professional life where Tom found success. His 20s were a time of exploration and discovery, a time when he found his true passion, music. From strumming his first guitar chord to writing his own songs, music became an integral part of Tom's life. It was his escape, his solace, and his joy. It was through music that Tom found a way to express himself, to share his thoughts and feelings, and to connect with others on a deeper level. And speaking of connections, Tom's 20s were also a time when he built strong and lasting friendships. He met people from different walks of life, each with their own unique stories and experiences. These friendships not only enriched his life but also broadened his perspective. He learned about different cultures, ideas, and viewpoints, which in turn shaped his own outlook on life. What's more, these triumphs, big and small, played a crucial role in shaping Tom's character. They taught him resilience, perseverance, and the power of hard work. They showed him that success doesn't come easy, but with determination and a positive attitude, it's always within reach. In the grand scheme of things, these victories might seem insignificant to some, but for Tom, they were monumental. They were moments that filled him with pride and joy, moments that reaffirmed his faith in himself, moments that made him realize his potential. Each victory, no matter how small, was a stepping stone towards the person Tom was becoming. Tom's journey taught him invaluable lessons that he carried with him beyond his 20s. As our narrative unfolds, we find Tom gleaning insights from the trials and triumphs of his 20s. His experiences, both good and bad, were not merely happenings in the course of life. They were the lessons that shaped his character, the lessons that he would carry with him for the rest of his life. One of the most significant lessons Tom learned was resilience. The challenges he faced in his 20s, from the heartbreaks to the career hurdles, all taught him to bounce back, to rise every time he fell. This resilience was not innate, it was honed through the fires of adversity. It was a lesson learned in the trenches of life, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Patience, too, was a virtue that Tom learned in his 20s. He understood that success was not an overnight event, but a journey marked by steady progress. He learned to embrace the process, to patiently sow seeds of hard work and dedication, knowing that in time they would bear fruit. This understanding of patience prepared him for the long haul, for the marathons of life. But perhaps the most pivotal lesson Tom learned was the importance of self-love. Amidst the chaos and confusion of his 20s, he realized the value of caring for his own mental and emotional well-being. He learned to appreciate his own company, to celebrate his victories, and to forgive his own mistakes. This self-love became the compass that guided him through life's storms, the anchor that kept him grounded. These lessons of resilience, patience, and self-love were not just survival tools for Tom. They were the building blocks for a prosperous future, the foundation for a life of fulfillment and joy. Tom came to realize that his 20s were not just about surviving, but about thriving and growing. As we journey forward, let's carry these lessons with us, for they are the wisdom gleaned from the crucible of our 20s. In the end, Tom realized that his 20s were not a period to fear, but a time to embrace. The Roaring 20s, as they are often called, were a pivotal time in Tom's life. They were a time of exploration and self-discovery, a time where he was free to make mistakes and learn from them. Looking back, Tom could see how each decision, each misstep, and each victory had shaped him into the person he was now. He saw how the struggles had made him stronger, how the triumphs had made him more confident, and how the lessons learned had made him wiser. His 20s were not just a decade in his life, but a foundational period that had a profound and lasting impact on his future. Tom came to understand that his 20s were not about achieving perfection, but about growth and evolution. He realized that it was okay to not have all the answers, that it was okay to fail, that it was okay to not know where he was heading. What mattered was that he was moving forward, that he was learning, that he was growing. He embraced the uncertainty and the unknown, recognizing that these were the very things that made his 20s exciting and meaningful. He learned to take risks, to step out of his comfort zone, to chase his dreams with a relentless passion. He learned to appreciate the journey, to savor the moment, to live his life to the fullest. Tom's 20s were a time of immense growth and transformation. They were a time where he discovered his strengths, his weaknesses, his passions, and his purpose. They were a time where he learned to navigate the complexities of life, to deal with the highs and the lows, to embrace the beautiful messiness of it all. In embracing his 20s, Tom discovered his true self. He discovered his potential, his capabilities, his resilience. He discovered that he was not defined by his past, but by his choices and actions in the present. He discovered that he had the power to shape his own destiny. Tom's story teaches us that our 20s can be a time of struggle, triumph, learning, and most importantly, a time of self-discovery.